Welcome. In this video, I am going to tackle the initial wiring and styling of this Yamadori collected Sierra Juniper. Now, in case you're not familiar, Sierra Junipers are native to the Sierra Nevada mountains here in California, previously lumped in with Western Junipers, which are also native to Oregon, Northern California, and Idaho and beyond. Sierra Juniper, or Sierra grandis, is considered the largest juniper species in the world, and I have actually previously visited the Grand Champion, meaning the largest juniper in the world, and added it to a YouTube video, so you can check that out on this channel. When this tree was initially collected, it had a very long straight root that came out from back here and I believe went straight out sort of backwards and diagonally here to where I'm sitting. And that made it very problematic in terms of getting into a bonsai container. So the steps up to this point have been to basically bend around this long root. It also could have been grafted instead. Carve out some of that wood and bend around the root to make it fit in a small container. And then there has been previously some wiring done to the shoots that came out. And because of that root work, the styling was sort of put off for a while, but now the tree is nice and healthy and it's ready to style. Recently, I was on Instagram and realized that I was looking at a tree from Fujikawa Kouka-en, if I pronounced that correctly, in Japan that was a very similar tree to this one. And I thought to myself, oh, that might be a fun design to copy. So I'm going to go ahead and do my best sort of to copy it or to make a different iteration of the tree that I used as inspiration. The front is going to be about right here so that you can see this little sort of wave of deadwood as it comes around that little turn there. But I'm also going to tilt the tree over a little bit like this. So first thing I'm going to do is get this into position so that I can gauge the positioning of the branches from there on out. Before I started doing this video, about a couple weeks ago, I was looking at this tree and realized that the lifeline is really nice. It has a really nice sort of character to it, sort of inflated and swollen looking. And from the chosen front, which is about, say, right there, you can see part of the lifeline on this side and part of the lifeline on this side. So I think that's kind of nice. And while I'm tempted to choose the other side of the tree here, because the lifeline is completely visible, the deadwood on this side is not nearly as interesting. Now, mixed into that sort of choice is that this entire root is completely dead. There's nothing coming off of it that's alive, and so that's really just a deadwood feature more than a root or anything that we need to take into account in terms of the growth of the tree. So setting it at this angle is not going to cause any problems with roots coming out over here, and in fact it's going to solve a little bit of a problem in that I can put this in a container where this root should fit kind of round and maybe a little bit deeper, well, about the same depth as this. So it shouldn't be a problem getting it in there. And there's no large roots on this half of the pot because the main root comes around here, and then basically there's just feeder roots over there that I can move. So taking into account those kinds of things when you're designing a Yamadori that has a large root like this is important, because unless you're going to do a root graft, you're going to be stuck with the positioning that that root dictates, or further bending it to get it into a more tight pot than it already is. All of the foliage on this tree comes from basically one spot, and that's right up in here. And I think when it was collected, there was some foliage coming off of this, but after the root bend was done, that died off. And so that's just a deadwood feature at this point. So it's down to basically just arranging all of this foliage into a nice design and getting the tree to look more like a bonsai rather than just an overgrown tree. all that footage was condensed down to less than a minute, but it actually took me, I think, 3 or 4 hours to get this done. And part of it was that I needed to really further bend this section quite a bit. And because it had already been bent, that made it a lot easier. In fact, as I'm looking at this after I've used clamps and guy wires essentially to completely reorient it, I'm not even seeing any bark splitting or any other signs of injury on that section of the trunk. And it was relatively young, so it's kind of to be expected, but it is, you know, almost an inch across. So on other species of junipers, I would not be quite as optimistic about that actually surviving the operation or even being possible. Now maybe you can take a look and see if you like the angle slash front a little bit more with this coming towards you from your perspective, or more kind of like that, which is as it's potted. I think the difference shows up both in the shape of the crown, also the sort of distance between this section of the tree and that is shortened when you put it at an angle like this. Not much, but visually it shortens it a little bit. And the thing that you're balancing that against, I think, is whether or not this deadwood feature is better from, say, that angle or this angle. And those kinds of questions, you know, it's going to go in a round pot, but even with a round pot, there's usually a foot or space between 2 feet that dictates the exact front. So I can't quite cheat it if I'm going to use a nice, elegant looking round pot with it. I do think it's a reasonably elegant looking tree at this point. And this section of deadwood, after I do some further cleanup, will be projecting out over the opposite side of the pot to the lean. So if you can imagine the pot being right here, that means that we're going to have something going in both directions, sort of like some sort of weird dancing pose or something like that. It's actually been, I think, 2 days since I started this, and in the meantime, I had a couple of people come through my garage where I film my YouTube videos, and the smell of this tree as I've been working on it has been absolutely amazing, and I'm still enjoying it as I'm sitting here talking to you guys. That wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.